What is the difference between job and work? In this video, I'm going to teach you native ways to talk about work. First, let's look at job and work as nouns. Work is more broad. I have a lot of work to do. Could mean my job or my side hustle or my housework or doing my taxes or even my homework. Any work, it's not specific. My job is the specific position that I have. If you have a job, you have an employer. If you work for yourself, you don't have a job. If you own your own business, you don't have a job. If you're a housewife, you don't have a job. You still work, but this is a different kind of work arrangement. When you talk about your daily routine, use work. I'm going to work. I'm on my way to work. I get off work at 5. I am at work until 5. When you talk specifically about your position, use job. I don't have a job. I'm applying for jobs. I want to quit my job. I'm looking for a new job. What was your last job? So if you don't know anything about someone, a good question to ask is, what kind of work do you do? Or, what do you do? Work can also be a verb. There shouldn't be any confusion here because you can't use job as a verb, right? So if you're looking for a verb, it has to be work. I work at Google. Are you working today? By the way, if you're new here, my name is Anming Alexander, and I created English Evolution to make English easy for non-native speakers. Let's talk about different kinds of work schedules: full-time, part-time. Full-time jobs are usually between 32 and 40 hours per week in the US. Part-time is less than that. How to talk about it? I have a full-time job, or I have a part-time job. I work full-time. I got a job is not for present tense. I got a job is correct in the past tense, and it's about the moment you were hired. I got a job last week. Okay, so what about the hours you work? If you work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, or anything close to that, we call that a 9 to 5, a day job, or a traditional job. So even if you work 8 to 4, you still have a 9 to 5, right? This term 9 to 5 is general. It doesn't mean that you literally work from 9 until 5. It just means that you work traditional business hours. Most of these 9 to 5 jobs are jobs in which the business opens in the morning and closes in the late afternoon. If the business that you work for is open 24 hours, they usually divide work schedules into 3 shifts. The shifts are usually something like 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., which is first shift, 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., which is second shift, and 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., which is third shift. 7 to 3, 3 to 11, 11 to 7. Third shift is also called graveyard shift. Why? It's interesting. So in the 1800s, grave robbing was a thing. So graveyard watchmen were employed to watch out for robbers at night. And also, legend has it, to listen for bells. Why? Because people at that time, for reasons that I will not get into here, were paranoid about being buried alive. So they buried the dead with a string inside the coffin attached to a bell above the ground. If someone woke up, they could pull the string to ring the bell and alert the watchman. That guy was working the graveyard shift. Benefits are anything in addition to salary that your employer offers you. This could be like paid vacation time, or health insurance, or maternity leave, or stock options. In the US, there are usually no benefits with part-time jobs. Full-time jobs often offer benefits, but most are not legally required to do so. How to talk about it? I have benefits. The job comes with benefits. There are no benefits. I'm looking for a job with benefits. In the US, we have both hourly positions and salary positions. So in an hourly position, you are paid per hour. So how much you're paid per week depends on how many hours you work. In salary positions, your pay is fixed for the year and then divided into however many pay periods you have. It's usually something bi-weekly. For hourly positions, you must be paid for every hour that you work. And if you work overtime, you must be paid overtime. If you're salary, you get paid the same no matter how many hours you work. Although in some salary positions, you might also be able to get bonus pay. How to talk about it. Hourly is properly an adjective and an adverb. So we should say, I have an hourly job, I am an hourly employee, or I'm paid hourly. In casual speech, however, you will hear I'm hourly. It's a casual way to say I'm an hourly employee. Salary is properly a noun. The adjective should be salaried. It's a salaried position. We should say I'm on a salary, noun. I'm a salaried employee, or I am salaried. However, in casual speech, you will hear I'm salary. It's just a casual way to say I'm a salaried employee. By the way, if you like videos like this, take 1 second to like and subscribe to see more teaching videos like this and also to support my work. Clocking in. Hourly jobs require that you clock in. When you clock in, you are on the clock. When you stop working, you need to clock out. When you clock out, you're off the clock. Hourly employees have to clock in and clock out because their pay is based on their hours. A temporary job. This is a position that lasts only for a specified time, for example, 6 months, and usually these jobs do not have benefits. How can we talk about it? We often shorten temporary to just temp. So, I am in a temp position. I am a temp worker. I have a temp job. About the moment you received it, I got a temp job last week. Let's talk about internships. Internships can be paid or unpaid, but you're there to learn from others, probably with no benefits. How do we talk about it? I am an intern. I'm an intern. I am doing an internship. I have an internship. And about the moment you received it, I got an internship last week. What about apprenticeships? Apprenticeships are like internships, but we use this term to talk about trades. Apprenticeships are usually paid and sometimes they come with benefits. What is a trade? Trades are specialized work you do with your hands or your body, also known as skilled labor jobs. So this is more physical work. Examples of skilled labor positions or trades are mechanics, electricians, carpenters, welders, and plumbers. Notice that the B in plumbers is silent. It's plumbers, and the field is plumbing. How to talk about it? I have an apprenticeship. I'm doing an apprenticeship. I am an apprentice. Obvious next question is, what is the difference between an internship and an apprenticeship? We call it an internship if it is a white-collar position. And we call it an apprenticeship if it's a blue-collar position. White-collar jobs are like office jobs, managers, administration, anything where you sit at a desk, basically. Blue-collar jobs are labor jobs. Labor means you do physical work with your hands and your body. Blue-collar jobs can be skilled or unskilled and include things like construction work and electrical work. These terms, white collar and blue collar, come from the traditional dress in these types of positions. Literally, we are referring to the color of the collar of their shirts. So basically, you get internships for office jobs and apprenticeships for trades. Another way to think of this is you get internships for knowledge work and apprenticeships for manual labor. Contract work. Contract work is work where you are paid per contract. You could have one contract or many contracts at the same time, and you could have big jobs or small jobs. How to talk about it? I do contract work. I am a contractor. I'm a contractor. I am a contract worker, or I do project-based work. Another type of work that's based on projects is freelance work. Freelancers are usually self-employed, and they accept work from many different clients at the same time. They could be paid hourly or per project. The market usually decides how they're paid, but because they're independent, some freelancers can create their own systems. Online English teachers who do not work for schools are freelancers. How to talk about it. I'm a freelancer. I freelance as a verb. I work freelance, or I do project-based work. What is the difference between a freelancer and a contract worker? Freelancers have more flexibility and handle smaller projects. They work independently, usually from home, and they might have many contracts simultaneously. Contract workers have more defined roles and longer contracts and have fewer clients. They could work on site at an office, and they might have to follow very specific client instructions. Examples of freelancers are handyman, writer, graphic designer, an online English teacher who doesn't work for a school. Examples of contract workers are like marketing professionals, real estate construction, software developers, IT support. Finally, we have come to the most coveted type of work, remote work. Remote work means working from home or from anywhere. It's remote because you don't have to go to the office. How to talk about it. Remotely is the proper form here. It's an adverb that describes the verb work. I work remotely. However, in casual speech, you might hear, I work remote. I work from home. I have remote work. I do remote work. If you work from home all the time, 100% of the time, that is a fully remote position. If you work from home sometimes and go into the office sometimes, that is a hybrid position. How to talk about it. My job is fully remote. I have a fully remote job. My job is hybrid. I'm in a hybrid position. That is all I have for you today. If you like this style of learning, you should probably check out my course, Real Talk, Casual American English They Don't Teach in School. I will put the link to that in the description below. Thanks for watching and see you soon.